Hey everybody. It's another little jab. So we're going to talk about relationships again. We're going to talk about modern relationships. We're going to talk about modern women, modern men, traditional women, traditional men, and frankly the problems that are happening. So we'll start with men. Generally speaking, men are traditional. And when I say traditional, what comes to mind? What do you think a traditional man is supposed to be doing? You know he's supposed to be working. You know the traditional man is supposed to protect and provide. We know the traditional man is supposed to be chivalrous, overly courteous towards women, a gentleman in dealings with other men, unless there's a reason to assert dominance. What else is traditional about a man? A man's supposed to get his hands dirty. If there's a problem that is messy, that is dirty, and we don't want to subject a female to that. Things that are physically difficult, things that are dangerous, high stress, matters of intense pressure. Men can take a lot of pressure. To be honest, we actually thrive under pressure. What's wrong with a lot of these guys today is they don't have enough pressure. They just don't. They have too much freedom. So some of these motherfuckers need to be put under pressure so we can make a man out of them. But these are the traditional things that a man's supposed to do. 50, 60, 70 years ago, it was understood, hell, 100 years ago, it was understood that a man should be obsessed with developing marketable skills and specialized knowledge so that he could go out into the marketplace and bring resources back to his family. That hasn't changed. Men have been traditionally expected, as the higher income earners, to be the one who pays for things when it's events involving a couple. In other words, paying for dates, paying for meals, etc. That hasn't changed. Men are expected to be protective and polite to women. Overly so. Opening doors, pulling out chairs, anything you can think of, like giving up your jacket. Her comfort has to be a priority. Even if her life's already easier, we'll make it easy. Even if her life's already easy, make it easier. That hasn't changed. Like, obviously I'm a man, and I work with a lot of guys, and I know a lot of guys, and I've worked with a lot of guys, and I talk with hundreds and thousands of guys, and none of these things have changed. None of these things have changed. if we make a list of the responsibilities of a traditional man, I mean, up to and including, plumbing and yard work, and to be honest, anything that nobody wants to do, if neither one of y'all want to do it, then it's the man's job. It's pretty much how it works. Because the man is the men are built for sacrifice. Men are built for short-term sacrifice. Men are built to take pride in our discomfort if it's for something better. And what's better than love? Love is a good reason to do anything. I would argue love is the best reason to do anything. So men are traditional. Overwhelmingly traditional. Especially in my generation, the Gen Xers. We traditional as fuck. Probably because we were raised by people who didn't have the internet. We were raised by people who looked at feminism with all due scrutiny. So if that's a traditional man, what is a modern man? I would argue that a modern man is a little bit less than what I just described. For example, the traditional traits that I described, that I walk around with, my traditional traits are weakened and diluted by my modern traits. For example, I'm not much of a handyman. That's a traditional role that a man would have. But in modernity, I don't have to be a handyman. So yes, men have the ability to, not embody all the traditional skills that men were expected to embody because of modernity. But now that we're modern, I don't see how it's made us much better. I think the modernity in today's man is weakening him. So I think a modern man is not a good thing. I think dudes are overwhelmingly traditional. And the parts of us that are modern are weakening us and kind of deflating us a little bit, diluting us. But the dudes who are completely modern, who completely reject the traditional roles of manhood, they're making a mistake. They're making a mistake because whether women express it or not, they still want the traditional dudes. Even if it's the traditional bad boy, they still want masculinity to be obvious in every aspect of your life. So the modern man may be befriended and adored by the modern woman, but she don't want to be with him. Be the guy who is standing next to a woman who's about to sit down, and she pulls out her own chair, and you say something like, good thing I'm not one of those old school guys, or I don't have to pull chairs out. Like, see how that plays. See if she's like, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Thanks for not pulling the chair out. Give me a chance to assert my independence. No, she's going to say, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He doesn't want to do basic manly things. And even modern women want traditional guys. But modern women can't handle traditional guys. Because traditional guys want traditional women. That is an area that we understand. We understand reciprocity.